All right, Sal. I apologize for the late video. I know it's been a little bit delayed since I was supposed to get this to y'all last week, but I've been packing up for college, helping my girlfriend move into college, getting my sister moved into college, all these things. So it's kind of been delayed, but now I'm finally getting to these videos. The big thing today is just kind of looking at some things and just overall going over your mechanics. So I'm going to play them real quick, and I'm going to see if you see anything and just in general. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about a few things here. Up to this point, everything is really good, right? If we were to stay here and then drive towards home plate, we got some very solid mechanics, and you already have solid mechanics. So the thing, though, I want to work on, and this is going to be my challenge to you, is keeping this leg just straight. And I'll go into it in our next lesson here. I think your mom said that you were looking to do one this weekend, so Saturday we could try to do that. But the reason why it's very hard to explain it over video is because of the fact that I'll have to show you it. I'll have to physically show you it for it to make sense what I'm trying to say. But if we go up, because now, if you remember when I first talked to you about this, right? I remember talking to you how this video this foot should be right there, and from that you'll be able to go up straight. The thing about you, which is really good, you go back, but then right away you correct yourself and go straight up. So that's not a problem. Right there is perfect. But the thing about this, and this is where it's going to come into play, and genuinely, this is why I'm trying to bring this up. And actually, now thinking about it, just kind of rewatching your mechanics earlier, I can actually tell you over video the reason why. Let me go into the reason quickly why I was going to say physically I would have to show you. Because I was going to show you from where your landing position is. So, just look here at your bottom foot, where it's going to land. Watch this. See that lands on this inner side, right? Here's my theory on why that happens. My theory is because your foot is out here, it's trying to compensate and get rebalanced here, right? Because think about it. If your foot's straight like this, right, your body knows it's right there. So you're going to be able to drive and then get on that front toe right there. Because look, so you're coming from this side and your foot is coming across and trying to get all the way back over straight, and it can't do that. So before it's able to get, because you see it's starting to go straight right there. If you look at it, it's starting to get straight to the target, but it's at a position because our foot's bent like that it's got to come back around, and it really doesn't know where the center of our of the ball of our foot is. So that's why we land on the inside here. And that, I think, is also playing into effect of why we're losing some velocity there. Because now we're on the inner third of our foot rather than if we're on the ball of our foot. If we land right there, that's perfect. So in a way, and this might, the thing about like saying this is for it to make sense fully, I would have to get your body to do the differences. And I guarantee you, once you do it the correct way, you'll feel the difference in it. But even so, another thing that I want you to see is watch your front knee. It's going to be in this area. Watch what your front knee does. Look how stiff your front knee is, okay? Look how stiff it is. So what I want you to do after this video is go watch Jacob DeGrom. And we're going to talk about this weekend, and this is kind of going to be the next thing I want to work on. Because we're now starting to get you, as you can see in this back side here, we're starting to get you to take your ass to the plate. We're starting to get you to work into your back side. But now, so we have step 1 done. Step 2 done. Now step 3 is getting the plant done. So I want you to think about it like this, okay? And this might sound weird at first, but I just want you to think about this, okay? Whenever we're landing, right, because we talked about how pitching is very much like a catapult, right? But it's to an extent, right? So if I'm coming here and I decide to land straight versus if I land with a little bit of a bend, my knee is going to be able to take a lot of the momentum on this one and still continue to have our velocity going that way. Meanwhile, this one, our velocity or all of our momentum that we built up stops right there. And we have just only our upper side momentum to keep us going. Versus, like I said in this front one, I'll just go back to this here, right? Versus by having a little bit of a bend to it and landing soft on that front knee, we're able to continue to have our lower body momentum as well. And I believe I already said this, and I may have not. Keep in mind, my mind goes all over the place sometimes when I'm talking about pitching, just because I think of different things. But go watch Jacob DeGrom after this, and you're going to see what I mean. He has a bend in his leg, and he lands super soft on it. So that's what we're going to be working on next lesson is we have step 1 done, and I really want to get this foot straight. So that's going to be sub A. That's going to be like sub part 1 of the lesson is getting that. But part 2, and the main thing we're going to be focusing on, is getting this to land on the ball of our foot and land softer. Because if we're landing on the ball of our foot here, rather than our outer third or even so you're landing on your inner third. And this is the reason why I've kind of came up with this theory, is because I land on my outer third and I heel strike first. Because if you see, what strikes first is the side of your foot. If it's anything other than the ball of your foot, you're going to land stiff, if that makes any sense. I'll have to, again, kind of show you it whenever we're doing it, but that is why that's happening. Now, another thing, and this is something you're going to have to work on your own, and this is kind of my challenge to you this fall, and this is why, I've talked to you and Enzo about throwing long toss, and this is why long toss 2 to 3 times a week is so important. I just want you to watch your arm action real quick. I'm going to play it all, and I just want to watch and see. I just want you to watch and see what your arm action is. Right? You have good arm action, but it's a little slow right now. Just a little bit slow. And that's also from the fact of not throwing every day. That's a big thing, and not long tossing as much as we probably should. And that's completely fine. We have time to work with that. So that's the reason. If you want to see someone who has really good arm, Jacob DeGrom is another great example of arm action. That guy has any MLB pitcher you could think of has great arm action. And the reason is because they long toss. Now, there's a difference between the correct way of long toss and the wrong way of long toss. A lot of people have probably told you, when you long toss, it needs to be on a line. Not necessarily the case. There's 2 types of long toss. I call it 120 long toss and a long toss. 120 long toss is obviously in the name what it says, when you're out to 120 feet and you're keeping it down on a line like you're throwing. Now, when it comes to long toss, your goal is to get that thing as high in the air as possible, but keeping the same amount of arm action, because that's also going to build arm strength and repetition and muscle memory with your arm being able to go as fast as it can. That's the goal when it comes to long toss. That will take you very far. Now, I know we've talked about plyo balls and all that stuff, but everything, when we're talking about constants here, if you know what, I'm sure you know what constant means. Like if you have 3 different studies, the constant in it is what is all similar. When it comes to velocity, the one thing that's similar, Because not every single person uses plyo balls. Everyone has their different thing, whether it's solely weightlifting, whether it's solely using plyo balls, whether it's these. All of them have one constant. When it comes to throwing, they long toss. So that's my goal for you and Enzo this upcoming fall. During the week, long toss. Go 2 to 3 times. Most likely, here's how kind of it'll kind of work. Let's just say Saturday is our throwing day. That's our bullpen day, okay? So Saturday's your throwing day. Sunday, you could take off. I'm good with taking off Sunday just to kind of recoup your arm. Monday's your tolerance day where you're throwing out to whatever feels good for your arm. I like to stay within 90 to 120 feet, just of a good toss. Tuesday is your day where you're long tossing. That's your long toss day. Wednesday, you could do another kind of 120. That's your 120 long toss day. Working a short box bull or a flat ground bullpen. Thursday, I would say, is another long toss day. That's my opinion, at least. Friday is a tolerance day. And then Saturday, again, is our bullpen day. That's at least kind of a throwing program you could follow. And if you'd like me and Enzo to send you and Enzo a throwing program, what I do in college, just let me know. I could send you that and just kind of showing you what a college throwing program looks like. Otherwise, those are the two things we're going to work on next time. Mainly, again, keeping this leg straight and having a slight bend whenever we finish. Other than that, everything's looking good. Step 1 and Step 2 are looking great. Now it's about piecing the Step 3, which I really think is going to help us continue to add velocity. And in turn, it's going to help you get over your front side more. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to text me or whatever. Here to answer them. Looking forward to working with y'all again.